only person who's out of it yet is Ryung, but for the rest of us, we have a tiebreaker. By the way, if you haven't played Diablo 3 yet, I highly recommend getting online right now, buying it online. You don't even need to go to the store, okay? Yeah, who cares? That box looked really shiny over there. It's the collector's edition box, but do you really need a box? No, just get online and buy it right now and play it. It's really awesome. It's really fun, especially if you enjoyed Diablo 2 and Diablo 1. I've enjoyed it. I haven't even beaten it yet, but I've enjoyed it quite a bit so far.
Yeah, I played a bit. My hardcore character is level 30 right now, and I think it's going to die pretty soon.
That's always really scary, man. I died for the first time last night. I was playing with Karn, and I was like, I died. Like, there's suddenly lava popped up or something, and I just died. I was like, I'm so glad this is not a hardcore character, man, or I would be really mad right now.
Nah, it's fine. I love hardcore mode. But well, what's also pretty hardcore is today's group. This is actually just very impressive. And you know, in Germany we have a saying, I actually dropped the ball today, like big time, because when I went to the studio, I thought about eating. I thought about getting some food. And in Germany we have a saying, there's no bad, something like there's no bad weather, there's only bad preparation.
Yeah.
And usually Germans prepare really, really well. I didn't. I kind of let my country down because I'm so hungry. I didn't eat anything today. I actually thought we would be done after 10 games, but guess what? We are not. We have SuHoSin against Vines with a tiebreaker between SuHoSin, Vines, and Pold.
Yeah, we said earlier we were only going to have one PvZ, but these guys are rematching it up. We saw last time a 6-pool, but I can tell you how effective a 6-pool is going to be on Atlanta Space Bear. Not very effective. I think we're going to see Vines play a straight-up game here. This is the GSL up and downs with Caldor and Wolf. These are our tiebreakers. Only one will be advancing from 3. The first to take 2 wins will take a Codesk spot. Let's find out who's going to take game 1 right now.
To the top right of the map, we have our Zerg player, and he must be so happy that Ryung just won. That puts him back into the spotlight. We have the Xenix player. It is
Genex SuHoSin.
SuHoSin with another shot. He can advance to Codesk. If he's able to take 2 maps, one of these 3 players will advance. Jakji is out, Ryung is already a new Codesk player, and to the bottom left we have the only Protoss player in the entire group. It is
Empire Venus.
A lot of fans watching on here hoping that Suho gets out because we have seen a lot of Protoss dominance recently. Protoss dominating last season. Of course, MVP did still emerge victorious. But that was one of the most awesome finals of GSL the world has ever seen. But, you know, we had a lot of Protoss dominance, so a lot of Zergs really, really want to see Zerg do well this season because they looked really poor last season especially. And in general, Zergs have not been looking very good worldwide right now. We did see just at the last MLG event, Violet from the team Empire, same team as Vines, in fact, take that tournament. But otherwise, you know, we haven't seen a lot of Zerg dominance recently, and so people are hoping Zergs do better.
And this map, I actually don't know about too many Protoss versus Zerg players that we had on this map. Most of the time the Pros player was just getting really aggressive. It's a huge map, and because of this a lot of Zerg players really love it. You can go for base trades, which is really something that puts Mutalisks into the picture.
Yeah, Mutas are a good tech choice for this map, 100%. There's a lot of space to use them around the main base. You can even fly between the main and the natural, depending on if your opponent's out of position or not, how he prepares for that.
I'm really interested, by the way, if this is actually the last, if the last game, the Terran versus Terran. I'm just coming back to this because this game was just incredible. If it was the longest game in GSL history, Fiona on Team Liquid posted earlier that so far the longest game was Dream versus Maka.
Yeah, that was the game I was thinking of. Now, I believe that game was 1 hour and 6 minutes long, if I'm not mistaken. I believe I cast that with Doa as well.
It would actually be cool if someone could confirm this. So guys, if you have additional information on this game, just tweet @Caldor or @ProxyWolf and let us know. The game between Ryung and Pold lasted for roughly 1 hour and 12 minutes. That's really something that I would like to know.
Yeah, I would like to know that as well if that's the longest game. That's actually really important.
But coming back to the game at hand, we have now a Protoss versus Zerg coming up, and so far SuHoSin has just gone for a standard opening. Catches the probe here, really important. No scouting information whatsoever for Vines. The Team Empire player with the second base What we can actually expect here from SuHoSin is that he goes straight for the third base, that he takes the third, drops the Roach Warren and the Evolution Chamber at 7 to 720, and from this point on we should see a kind of a standard game. And it kind of depends on what Vines wants to do. What do you think is he gonna pull off here? I really think that on this map it's hard to put aggression on the Zerg.
Yeah, I think we're going to see late game come out here. I think he's going to take a faster third. Even with Roach aggression that usually shuts down fast thirds, I just don't think it's going to be as effective on this map. The Protoss player's third base, though, is a little bit more difficult to wall here. It's kind of not connected like it is on some other maps where you can kind of kill the rocks, then connect and wall off. So if he does take a fast third, it could potentially be vulnerable, but the rush distance is so long that I don't know. This map's not in the ladder pool. It's a map I've cast very few PVZs on, so I'm going to kind of just watch and find out, because I think if I were a Protoss and I were playing this one, I would definitely go for the fast third, but again, with Warp Gate Research, you can kind of eliminate that rush distance, go for Zealot Pressure if you keep your probe alive, which so far he has. We'll see. Let's wait and discover this together, Caldor. He is going up to 4 gates. Warp Gate Research and +1 being Chrono Boost. I think he is going to 4-gate Zealot Pressure here. Part of the reason that this is going to be so strong is it's going to be something that SuHoSin probably does not expect.
We have a lot of Overlords though nearby the Protoss bases, so he could start to scout, and as I said, one of the Overlords starts moving into the main base. He might be able to spot this, but I think with the path that the Overlord chose, he might be shut down here. There's only one Stalker though, and I think the Overlord, if he continues on this path, will be able to spot the gates. But as I said, we have the Stalker moving into the main base, so there's the second Overlord, and let's see if SuHoSin gets the scouting information that he needs. He's kind of missing the
he's
the
not going to see it, I don't think. Which is very unfortunate. Roach Warren does go down, the Lair as well as Evo Chamber, all at very normal timing. 8 drones going down. I think he's going to see it if he goes even just a little bit to the left.
Very interesting though, he's going for a very fast lair tech here as well. He has now both of the, he has Roach Warren and Evolution Chamber and goes for 7-minute lair. And he knows
sees one gate.
He knows one gate and he's not moving the Overlord to the left.
And here come the first warp-ins at the pylon. He's actually able to make a second forward pylon here. Remember, the Queen having some additional range is going to help out a little bit.
But he has to micro really well here. The Roach Warren finishes, and now the first Roaches are building.
Yeah, the Zerglings do not have speed. Something to remember here as well. The next round of Zealots are going to be quite deadly. He's not making the Roaches close by. They're actually being made really far away.
He just built drones at the third base, therefore he could not
He's going to be able to target this hatchery down for sure. Yeah. No way to stop him.
If he focuses it, it will die.
Why is he not focusing it? Okay, now he is. He wants to make sure he can kill drones and the hatchery, but...
Can he get another Queen in there? Does he have energy on the Queen at the natural? That would actually help him a bit.
No, he doesn't have enough energy.
No, not enough. And the hatch is going to die here. There is no doubt in my mind.
You know, I was a little bit skeptical about his targeting, but it turns out the way he did it, he killed the hatchery and drones. Really, really impressive play. You know, I was sitting there going, what if he doesn't get the hatch? You know, he's like trying to fight the drones a little bit, but he should just target because he loses Zealots no matter what. But he actually killed, in total, 5 drones there and was able to kill a lot of the Zerglings as well. So that was a really nicely done attack.
It's unfortunate for SuHoSin to lose this base. On the other hand, with the harvester count that he has at this point, 54, he can still saturate 2 bases quite well, and he did not lose too much. It's annoying.
He just lost the production. He doesn't have a macro hatch, you know, so...
He lost production, he lost a bit of income, but it doesn't kill him outright, because Vines committed quite a lot of minerals to this. I really love that he's dropping creep right now with the Overlord at the third base in order to block it a little bit longer.
Yeah, that's going to be something that's really annoying for Vines, because he definitely wants to take a third base here as he continues to produce these Immortals. He's actually making a Warp Prism as well. He's built up a really heavy sentry count. He's got 11 sentries in total right now, in fact. It almost begs the question, will he go for a big Immortal sentry push here to follow this attack up, since his opponent's production is a little bit
limited? It certainly looks like it. He has the sentry count, he has the Warp Prism, and he's warping in Stalkers now, so he's going for exactly this attack, and the timing that he uses might enable him to get this. The problem that SuHoSin has, he doesn't have speed.
Yeah, he doesn't even
started it. He has Infestors. He will have Infestors because Vines is using this attack a little bit later, and with the very early attack of SuHoSin, he will have Infestors with Fungals.
With good Fungals, he will be able to shut down these sentries really, really well. 5 Infestors on the way right now. No blink for these Stalkers either.
Infestor, I don't know. But the Infestors, if they get some good Fungals off, this attack is gonna die.
This is basically all in from Vines, though. With the hatchery going up, I mean, it's finished now. He's going to have these infestors out. If he loses these sentries, he has no tech transition.
Needs to fall back a little bit. If he gets force fielded, that would be horrible. He's engaging, and there are the Thunders. He hits every single sentry. He's moving in with all the forces, but the army of Vines is pretty beefy. But in the end, it's the sentry count that matters, and the sentries are dead.
Yep, but the Zerglings with no speed are not really able to close the distance as well as they would have liked to. It looks like he should be picking these Immortals up. Nice micro.
He does not micro his infestors at all. Finally a burrow.
Yeah, but there are observers out, and the Roaches will fall here. I feel like with better micro, you're right, he would have crushed this army, but
he will win anyways. He has the reinforcements now streaming in. He needs to focus. Whoa, beautiful! He needs to kill the War Prism. He needs to focus the War Prism with the Queens. What is SuHoSin doing?
Oh
is he actually pulling this off?
I cannot believe it.
What I'm seeing.
I cannot believe it. He's warping in more Stalkers, and he may actually come through. Zealot's being warped in now as well. He's not killing the War Prism.
With beautiful Michael, look at how well he warps.
He accidentally transfuses the Overseer.
Look how well he works with this Immortal. This drop play is amazing. He saves the Immortals over and over again.
That
He's
Immortal has
still
23
alive.
kills.
He should be dead. He should be dead right now, but he is not because he's working so well with his Warp Prism, and SuHoSin for some reason does not target down the only means of warp-ins that Vines has. This is so crucial. I can't believe he's not focusing it down.
I cannot believe it either. Right now, the worker count 45 to 53, and Vines is finally going to go home.
And he has to, but still, that was amazing how well he used the Warp Prism. Of course, it was a mistake by SuHoSin not focusing it, but the micro that Vines showed, just saving the Immortal over and over and over again, it has now 27 kills. This is truly an Immortal.
Yeah. Well, at this point, though, Vines is still very much behind. He does not have a third base. He has no additional transition. He's going to kill this Overlord, but additionally, there is a Zergling burrowed underneath.
And it's all thanks to the Infestors. Even though he mismicroed his units later on a little bit, his decision to go for such a fast lair, it paid off so well. This is one of the most scariest pushes that a Protoss has in his arsenal to take down a Zerg player. And SuHoSin defended against it, and it was a great decision, a really nice build by him. And did you see the burrowed in Zergling at the third base?
Yeah, he's blocking it.
Yeah, as soon as the creep's gone, he will try to build a Nexus, and he won't be able to do it, so even further delaying the third base. Great for SuHoSin here. Just great.
He doesn't even have an observer out right now. He's not even making one. Is he going to like make a cannon and then kill that? A little bit of harassment going on over here. Dogs get shut down. Very few units killed. So many queens. Just 4 queens over there. He's going to make a cannon to kill this Zergling because he wants to get the Colossus out that badly. Vines showing a little bit of lacking in multitasking there. He saw the Zergling a long time ago and then just never made the Observer. Well, and he's had enough resources to do it. Okay, he's going to make a Nexus over here, but guess what? That's also blocked. We'll get a shot at it in a second, but...
Yeah, I think we will get a shot very, very soon at the 4th base. Another Zergling. It's brilliant. SuHoSin is on top of things now.
Bungle goes down, and goodbye, Warp Prism.
This time it doesn't escape. This time it does not survive. Still no third base.
This time.
Still no third base. Finally the Nexus.
Nope. And he will probably double expand as soon as he gets that Observer out. Well, actually, he's just not going to make an Observer. Interestingly enough.
Spire is building right now. What is the harvesting count with 68 to 50? 3 bases, might take a 4th. Nice creep spread, by the way. Doing a really great job.
Yeah, decent creep spread. We see
SuHoSin, guys, was so close to lose, to be in code A. He nearly had no hope at all, but now suddenly he is back and he's ahead in this game. If he wins, the winner of this match is going to face Polt. It's going to face Polt in game number 2 on Cloud Kingdom.
Yep. Twilight Council is going down here. Colossus range is on the way. He already has 2 Colossi. Third one is about to pop out. He's building that strong Colossus count, which will help very much against the Infestors, but the Spire is finishing up here. A ton of resources banking up for Suho right now, who does have the 4th base on the way, and the center with that very cool triple gas kind of situation going on.
He is maxed out at this point. The Spire is nearly done, and he can go for all the tag that he wants because he just has the resources to do it. He needs to free up some supply if he wants to corrupt us against the Colossi, though.
Yeah, I don't like this. There's too many Zerglings in this mix. He's going to get totally crushed here. Dropping some infested Terrans to try to distract the Colossi, but they are being targeted appropriately.
Oh, wow. And he targets with the infested Terrans, and he's able to take down one of the Colossi. Now he's building 15 Vikings. He's not getting any Corruptors. He's transitioning right into a Mutalisk play. Vikings, not 15 Vikings. Obviously, he's getting Mutalisk.
I was like, I'm just not gonna say anything. Like, he said Vikings, but everyone knows what he means.
No, I'm just Terran units are still stuck in my head, and when I close my eyes, there are Marines just moving from the left to the right.
All I can think about, man, is like what Polt was playing the last minutes of that game as if like he was actually gonna die. He was like floating into the corner. He's like, please don't kill me. Anyways,
Blink is
Baneling
not
Nest
done.
is on the way.
The Blink won't be done by the time that the Mutalisk are going to arrive in the main base of Vines, though, and
Do you
they
think he's
will.
just gonna target down this Nexus with Banelings?
He could.
I think he might do that because he's ahead enough. There's a huge map, so he's not going to be
Yeah, the Mutalisks, though, and this Eco is going to die.
He's got no answer for this. In fact, he could even lose the Twilight if he goes for it. He's way out of position. Meanwhile, Zergling's coming in here, though. Vines is prepared for that.
He's sending in a few of his Stalkers, but now the Natural is being attacked. He's killing a unit or two, but that's actually SuHoSin doing a lot of pressure here. He's moving to the third, and there's nothing. There is nothing at the third base.
He's drawn the Stalkers out of position. More probes going down, putting his worker count down to 40. It's 66 against now 38. 34, 33.
34 workers killed.
Total.
Whoa, 34 workers in total killed by SuHoSin. He's getting further and further ahead in this game. He's getting 2 additional hatches right now. He's getting a 5th base and at the same time another macro hatch. Banelings +1 attack for the Mutalisk, taking down pylons, and of course the cannon at the 4th are trying to, but the Stalkers, he's trying to fight with the Stalkers here. That's something that he cannot afford to do.
Yeah, he cannot do yet. Not yet. He almost could, but not quite. He doesn't have +1 yet on those mutas. He's going to go in and target down 1 probe, almost losing a muta to do it. That was really scary. Oh, he's going to catch a bad path Colossus. No! Luckiest Colossus ever. Oh my god. Templar Archives now going down. He does remain with 3 bases. They're just not as well saturated as they could be.
Whew.
If you look at the income tab, though, our Zerg player is lacking in harvesters.
Yes, he is. He only has 55. What is kind of fun? Oh, now he's getting 11 additional ones. Now he should have 66.
He made spines, that's why, but that was a little bit scary there for a second.
Yeah, he's on 68 now. He actually snuck in a base to the bottom right.
He's baiting the inevitable base trade. We talked about this before the game started.
Yeah,
he wants to go for mutas. If he does, there's base trade. Yep. I mean, this is exactly what we described before the game.
The Templar Archive, it's warped in and then it dies.
He canceled it, in fact, but he's remaking it already.
Down.
He's losing pylons. He's supply blocked now. He will lose the Twilight Council, which means no more additional armor upgrades plus beyond +1.
At this point, he could actually go for pure muta play.
I think he will. He's making a second Spire right now. Well, he's got the Hive on the way, so he may potentially go into Ultras.
I think we are going to see Broodlords here. It doesn't really matter what he does. At this point, he just has to decide on one strategy, and he can afford any of them. Where are the Funkles, though? He's going straight for the Invested Terrans once again.
That is so many, but I don't know if it's enough.
That's a lot of energy. Wow.
Here come the mutas to clean up house, or at least to attempt to. And Vines actually will hold this off.
The blink has been used. He's in cooldown, and therefore he can't blink into the main base, losing additional pylons. And he's getting 12 additional Mutalisks. He's going for this really, really beefy Mutalisk play. And SuHoSin, he kind of has such a huge advantage that he can decide on whatever strategy he wants to pull. And Vines never crossed the middle of the map after the initial attack with the Zealots.
A small roach attack, by the way, at the south may do something here. There's a base at the bottom as well. I think Suho's kind of relying on that in a potential base trade scenario, plus it's extra production for him. The Greater Spire has been started. We did see a Stargate go down for Vines, as it will likely start a fleet beacon when he can afford it. He just cannot afford it right now while he's getting +3, while he's getting Storm. He's trying to continue to build his Stalker count back up. And the mutas are coming back into the man. Looks like they want to go for the Nexus here. Get what they can.
The muta count is 29, and they are fighting with the Stalkers because they can.
Templar goes down, but the Storm was not done.
Yeah. All these Stalkers are dying, and so is Vines. If SuHoSin takes down the anti-air, there are only 8 Stalkers left. That's the last Stalkers that he has. At the same time, the
Nexus goes
third
down to a
dies.
small group of mutas as well. I mean, to Roaches. Oh, a great Storm, but it's just not going to be enough. GG. SuHoSin takes the first game in our tiebreaker. He was down, his chances were down to luck, and you know what? After play like that, I would not have 6-pooled on my first CVP in the group.
So in the second attempt of beating Vines, he pulls it off. Earlier, the first game ended in favor of Vines after the 6-pool that we mentioned a couple of times. So yeah, SuHoSin with a lead, and he's now facing Pold. SuHoSin is up against Pold, and guess what?
It's going to be on Cloud Kingdom.
It's on Cloud Kingdom, and the first game between SuHoSin and Pold actually ended in favor of SuHoSin.
Yep.
If he gets another win, he's in Code S.
It was on Antigua, if I'm not mistaken, and he was able to basically... Actually, no, it was not on Antigua.
It was not on Antigua, it was on...
there were a lot of banelings.
Metropolis.
Yeah, Metropolis. Okay, there were a lot of banelings attacking. He could not contain. He could not continue to produce the units he needed to. There were a few moments where it looked like he might be able to get his way back into the game, but the late game and the mid game were both just really, really strong.
Don't forget, we could have a second tie.
We could.
We could have a second 3-way tie if
we
Pold
could have
wins.
a third or fourth 3-way tie
if
as
Pold
well.
wins now, and Vines plays against Pold after this, and Vines takes the game, then suddenly we have another 3-way tie, and we will jump into another set. This could be a very long night. What actually happens after the second 3-way tie? Are we going to
They
have...
repeat the maps, as far as I know. And
Are we just repeating it, or are we actually rolling a dice at some
No,
point?
they will actually repeat it.
Okay.
I think it's happened once before with Moltrap casting with Doa, in fact, and I think they went to a third tiebreaker. So I know they will at least go to 3. And I don't know, like... We had this happen at DreamHack in the past, where there was a tie, and they eventually just had to flip a coin. I don't think that's going to happen, though. I don't think GSL will do that.
Pold is up against SuHoSin right now, and if SuHoSin takes this map,
Then he's Code S.
then he's Code S, and Pold will be in Code A, as will Vines be. So, Cloud Kingdom is the next map, and this is one of the sickest up and downs that we had in a while, guys. GSL up and downs, Group C. Really intense today. A very, very long cast, a long group that we have here. We might head into a second tiebreaker. The loading screen is up. It is SuHoSin against Pold in the first tiebreaker. GSL up and downs with Calder and Wolf.